I never understood the lack of support because I'm the only show that ever put rappers on.
But we don't see it like that. It's the way they get us like crabs in a bucket. We see one black man coming up having his own show, and we want to be on your show. We want to be on your show when we first come out.
I got gay friends I've had on the show because you don't know them or it ain't who you want on the show. You got a problem with it? If you want to book it, get yourself a show.
What happened in the interview that caused Arsenio Hall's career to crash? Why did this interview become so famous and end his show for good? How did it affect his reputation in the entertainment world? Was it really one bad interview that led to his downfall, or were there other reasons behind it? Let's take a closer look at what really happened that changed everything for Arsenio Hall. But first, if you enjoy learning about the hidden stories behind your favorite celebrities and the shocking moments that changed their lives forever, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss these incredible untold stories. Imagine you're watching TV late at night in the early 1990s. There's this really cool show where famous singers, actors, and even politicians come to talk and perform. The audience is young and excited, cheering loudly for every guest. The host is a funny guy named Arsenio Hall, and he makes everyone feel welcome, especially people who don't usually get invited to other TV shows. This was the Arsenio Hall Show, and it was unlike anything people had seen before on television. Arsenio Hall wasn't just any regular TV host. He was special because he gave a chance to many entertainers who were often ignored by other late-night shows. His show was different from the boring, stuffy talk shows that older people watched. Young people, especially those in the black community, loved watching Arsenio because he understood them and their culture. He would have rap artists, R&B singers, and other performers who represented their music and their world. The show first started in 1989, and it quickly became a cultural phenomenon. Every night, millions of people would tune in to see who Arsenio was going to interview next. He had a special way of making his guests feel comfortable, and his audience would go wild with excitement. The famous "woof, woof, woof" chant became a signature of the show, with audience members pumping their fists in the air whenever they approved of something. What made Arsenio's show truly groundbreaking was his willingness to showcase artists and personalities that mainstream television often overlooked. Hip-hop artists, who were just beginning to gain national recognition, found a welcoming platform on his show. R&B singers, comedians, and actors from diverse backgrounds all had their moment to shine under Arsenio's spotlight. The show became a launching pad for many careers and a cultural bridge between different communities. The impact of the Arsenio Hall Show extended far beyond entertainment. It became a place where serious social and political discussions could happen in a relaxed, accessible format. Politicians began to see the value of appearing on the show to connect with younger, more diverse audiences. The show was so successful that it ran for 5 whole years, which is a really long time for a TV show, especially one that challenged the traditional late-night format. But then something strange happened. In 1994, after 5 successful years, the show was suddenly canceled. Many fans were shocked and confused. They wondered what could have gone wrong with such a popular show. Some people thought it was because of competition from other shows, while others believed there might have been problems behind the scenes that viewers didn't know about. The cancellation sparked numerous theories and rumors. Some industry insiders suggested that the show's success had made traditional networks uncomfortable, as it was changing the landscape of late-night television in ways they hadn't anticipated. Others pointed to scheduling conflicts and the challenges of maintaining such a high-energy format night after night. There were whispers about creative differences, financial pressures, and the exhausting demands of producing a daily talk show. For many years after the show ended, Arsenio Hall tried to explain what happened. He said he wanted to try different things and have new experiences instead of just doing the same show every night. He claimed it wasn't really about one bad thing that happened, but rather his desire to explore other opportunities in the entertainment world. He spoke about feeling burned out from the intense schedule and wanting to pursue other creative projects, including acting roles and producing opportunities. During the years following the show's cancellation, Arsenio remained relatively quiet about the specific details of what led to the end of his groundbreaking program. He appeared in various movies, took on smaller television roles, and occasionally did stand-up comedy, but he never quite recaptured the cultural lightning in a bottle that had made his show so special. Many fans continued to wonder if there was more to the story than he was revealing. However, the real drama in Arsenio Hall's life didn't happen until much later, long after his show had ended. In 2016, something occurred that would bring his name back into the news, but not for good reasons. This time, he wasn't being talked about because of his successful TV career or his funny jokes. Instead, he was being accused of something very serious and scary that would threaten to destroy his reputation permanently. The trouble started when a famous singer named Sinead O'Connor wrote something on Facebook that would change everything. Now, you might know Facebook as the place where people share pictures of their food or talk about their day. But sometimes people write things on social media that can get them into big trouble. That's exactly what happened with Sinead O'Connor, and her words would spark one of the most controversial legal battles in entertainment history. Sinead O'Connor was a well-known singer who what's up. She's famous for her beautiful voice and her bold opinions about different topics. She had gained international fame in the early 1990s with her haunting cover of Nothing Compares to You, a song written by Prince. Throughout her career, she had been known for her outspoken nature and her willingness to tackle controversial subjects, even when it got her into trouble with the media and the music industry. She wasn't afraid to speak her mind, even when it meant facing backlash from fans and critics alike. What did she write that was so terrible? In 2016, following the sudden and tragic death of music legend Prince, Sinead O'Connor posted a series of explosive accusations on Facebook that sent shockwaves through the entertainment world. She accused Arsenio Hall of giving drugs to the famous singer Prince, who had recently died. Prince was one of the most talented musicians who ever lived, known for songs like Purple Rain, When Doves Cry, and Kiss. When he died in 2016 at his Paisley Park estate in Minnesota, it was a huge shock to music fans all around the world. In her Facebook post, Sinead O'Connor claimed that Prince had been using hard drugs for a very long time, and she said that Arsenio Hall was the person who had been giving him these dangerous drugs. She didn't just say this once. She wrote it on the internet where millions of people could see it, and her accusations quickly went viral. The post was shared thousands of times, commented on by countless users, and picked up by entertainment news outlets around the world. But the accusations didn't stop there. She also claimed that Arsenio Hall had once given her drugs without her knowing at a party at Eddie Murphy's house. This additional claim suggested a pattern of behavior and made the accusations even more serious and damaging. She painted a picture of Arsenio as someone who allegedly supplied drugs to cells, celebrities in Hollywood's party scene. These were incredibly serious accusations that went far beyond typical celebrity gossip or feuds. When someone accuses another person of giving illegal drugs to someone who later dies, that's not just gossip or a small argument. That's essentially saying someone might be responsible for another person's death. It's like saying someone is a criminal who hurt people and potentially contributed to a tragedy that devastated millions of fans worldwide. Sinead O'Connor didn't stop there. She also said that she had reported Arsenio Hall to the police and told them to investigate him. She was basically telling the whole world that she believed Arsenio Hall was involved in Prince's death and that the police should arrest him. This claim about involving law enforcement added another layer of seriousness to the situation and suggested that she was prepared to pursue her accusations through official channels. The timing of these accusations made them even more devastating. Prince had died just months earlier, and the world was still mourning the loss of one of music's greatest talents. Fans were looking for answers about what had happened to their beloved artist, and emotions were running high. In this charged atmosphere, Sinead's accusations gained immediate attention and sparked intense speculation about Prince's final days. You can imagine how Arsenio Hall felt when he read these accusations. Here was someone publicly saying on the internet that he was a drug dealer who had contributed to the death of one of the world's most famous musicians. These weren't just mean words. They were serious criminal accusations that could destroy his reputation and his life. For someone who had built his career on being a beloved television personality and entertainer, these accusations represented a potential career-ending catastrophe. At first, when Prince died, many people thought he had lived a very clean life without drugs or alcohol. Prince was known for being very private about his personal life, and many fans believed he was healthy and took good care of himself. He had famously been a Jehovah's Witness and was known for his clean living lifestyle, which made the drug accusations seem even more shocking to those who had followed his career. The idea that Prince might have been struggling with substance issues contradicted the public image he had carefully maintained for decades. However, as time went on, more information came out about Prince's final days that painted a more complicated picture. It turned out that Prince had indeed been struggling with pain and had been using some medications. The official autopsy report later revealed that Prince had died from an accidental overdose of fentanyl, a powerful prescription painkiller. Reports revealed that he had actually planned to meet with a doctor who specialized in helping people with drug problems just before he died. This information showed that Prince's situation was more complicated than people had originally thought. The revelation about Prince's pain medication struggles added context to his final days, but it also made the situation more tragic. It became clear that the music legend had been dealing with chronic pain, possibly related to years of high-energy performances and the physical demands of his career. The fact that he had been seeking help from an addiction specialist showed that he was aware of his problem and trying to address it. But even though it became clear that Prince had been dealing with drug issues, that didn't mean Sinead O'Connor's accusations about Arsenio Hall were true. Just because Prince had problems with drugs didn't automatically mean that Arsenio Hall was the person who gave them to him. The connection that Sinead was trying to make was not supported by any evidence, and her accusations remained unsubstantiated claims that could devastate an innocent person's reputation. This defiant response showed that she was prepared to double down on her accusations rather than back away from them. This response showed that Sinead wasn't planning to back down or admit she had made a mistake. She seemed ready to fight the lawsuit and defend what she had written, even though it meant she might have to pay millions of dollars if she lost the case. Her attitude suggested either complete confidence in her accusations or a lack of understanding about the serious legal consequences she was facing. Her continued defiance also made the situation more complicated for both parties. In many defamation cases, an early apology and retraction can help resolve the matter without going to court. But Sinead's refusal to back down meant that the case would likely proceed to a full legal battle, with all the publicity and expense that would entail. The legal battle between Arsenio Hall and Sinead O'Connor became big news in the entertainment world. People were fascinated by the drama and curious to see who would win. Some people supported Arsenio, believing that he had the right to defend himself against false accusations. Others wondered if maybe there was some truth to what Sinead had said, or if there were aspects of celebrity culture and drug use that the public didn't fully understand. This whole situation shows us how dangerous social media can be, especially when it comes to making serious accusations against public figures. In the old days, if someone wanted to make accusations against another person, they would have to go through newspapers, TV shows, or other traditional media. Those outlets usually checked their facts before publishing anything, because they could get in trouble for spreading false information. Editors and fact-checkers served as gatekeepers who helped prevent the spread of unverified claims. But with Facebook, Twitter, and other social media platforms, anyone can write anything they want and share it with the whole world instantly. There's no fact-checking, no editor asking questions, and no time to think about whether what you're writing is true or fair. You can destroy someone's reputation with just a few sentences typed on your phone. This democratization of information sharing has many benefits, but it also creates new risks and challenges for public figures and private individuals alike. The case also raises important questions about celebrity culture and how we treat famous people. When celebrities die, especially under tragic circumstances like Prince did, people often look for someone to blame. They want simple answers to complicated questions, and sometimes they're willing to believe accusations without evidence. The public's hunger for information and explanations can create an environment where speculation and rumor are treated as fact. Arsenio Hall's situation reminds us that even famous, successful people can have their lives turned upside down by false accusations. It doesn't matter how many years you've been in the entertainment business or how many fans you have. One false accusation shared on social media can threaten to destroy everything you've worked for. This vulnerability is something that all public figures must now consider in the age of social media. The story also shows how the legal system can be used to fight back against false accusations. When someone lies about you in a way that hurts your reputation, you don't have to just accept it. You can use the courts to defend yourself and to make the person who lied about you pay for the damage they caused. However, legal battles are expensive, time-consuming, and emotionally draining, and not everyone has the resources to fight back effectively. As this legal battle continued, it became a lesson for everyone about being careful with what we say and write about other people, especially on social media. Words have power, and false accusations can cause real harm to real people. The $5 million lawsuit sent a message that there are serious consequences for spreading lies about others, even on platforms that might seem casual or informal. This entire situation changed how people think about social media responsibility. It showed that just because you can write whatever you want on Facebook or Twitter doesn't mean you should. There are real consequences for false accusations, and those consequences can be very expensive. The case helped establish important precedents for how defamation law applies to social media posts and helped educate the public about the legal risks of making unsubstantiated accusations online. The Arsenio Hall versus Sinead O'Connor case became one of the most talked about legal battles involving social media. Defamation. It proved that even in the age of instant communication and viral posts, people still need to be held accountable for the lies they spread about others. The case serves as a reminder that our words have consequences, whether they're spoken in private or broadcast to millions of people on the internet, and that the responsibility to speak truthfully is more important than ever in our connected world.